Well, I'm gonna have to do it with the wrong orientation, it looks like. Not that I wanted it this way, but we're in a situation where we're in a winter wonderland out here right now. We got light snow coming down right now mixed with sleet. Hey Greg, how are you doing? I'm giving you a view of what we're at right now in good old Cherryville. It's snowy, as you see. We've got about 3 to 4 inches of snow. Now we're getting mixed with ice. We're getting mixed with ice and everything. So you hear my dogs out there barking away. But this is what it looks like down here at my place right now. I'm gonna step back inside. It's a little bit chilly for me, but I'm gonna step back inside. It is a winter wonderland right now, that's for sure. Hey, polar bear Ed. Let me step back inside, guys, and oh me. Get in here where it's warmer. Get in here where I'm gonna go back inside where it's a little bit warmer and a little bit cozier. I'm gonna turn my logs back on. There, we're looking at the weather and everything in Charlotte area. It's about 32 degrees, 33 degrees. It's right on the borderline right here, right now. We've been getting sleet and freezing rain. And so I'm gonna make it a little cozier. I'm gonna put the fire back on. I like a good fireplace. You notice how quick I stoked the fire. The good old remote control remote control fire. Yep, it's snowy. And I'm looking at the weather forecast right there. They're showing, in my area up to 5 to 10 inches is showing that we could get and all that sort of stuff. So for this weekend. So we're definitely in a snowy time. Well, thank you, Greg. Yeah, we enjoy our layout and everything. What we've got with our fireplace and everything. I'm showing you out here. Yeah, it went our way for sure. Yeah, I'm looking out here over my pond. I hate the orientation is this way. I thought I had it set, but sometimes these phones, when you do it your way, and I'll show you. I got some duck and geese down on the pond down there. I'll zoom in there. You can see my duck and geese swimming around. I've had that, and the cows have been out running. Yeah, it got me on this. I saw yours did like that yesterday too, Chris. You snap your fingers and your wife puts the wood in there. I hear you. Or she snaps her fingers and you have to put the wood in, do you, JC? Yeah. I got the lazy man's fireplace, but that's all I need. Got the propane logs, but the wind's blowing. The wind's blowing, and we got sleet and snow down here right now, as you can see. So I'm giving y'all a bird's eye view of my place. I mean, it's got a good postcard look right now of a winter wonderland, but it is not the most advantageous thing about the roads and everything else, especially just a few miles from here. Now they're talking about it being really, really bad, going up 77. We're looking almost 2 foot of snow in some places. So it's getting pretty intense in those areas. Let me step out here. I'll step out here on the back deck area. Oh man, so you can see it, get a little bit of bird's eye view of what it is out here. That's what we're looking at right now. Well, I haven't checked it out real good yet, Chris. So far, I like it. I hadn't got to. I went out and moved some things around. Yeah, it's probably warmer up there than it is down here right now, JC. Yeah, it's sort of treacherous looking, especially. Yeah, my summer area is closed down right now out back. Yeah, it's more of a winter area right now, that's for sure. But it is what it is. That's all you can say. But you guys can, like I said, you can get an idea of what I'm dealing with. Oh, it's 16 degrees and wind chill. Well, you're colder than us. It's actually supposed to, on Tuesday, JC, it's supposed to warm back up to 50 degrees. So hopefully most of this will be melting away. Yeah, we're trying to make JC feel at home here, showing him this snow down here in the south. Yeah, that's the thing about it. Yeah, I had my cows out here a while ago. They were out running on the other side of the field. I don't see them. They've run off somewhere. I think they're over here underneath the trees or somewhere on the other side. I had a pretty sight a while ago, the cows. Well, there's my little wood duck down there. Let me see if I can zoom in on my wood duck on the pond down there. I don't know if you can see him right there. He's going behind that tree. There he is. That's a pretty little wood duck. It's got a real white breast on it. I like that. I like looking at stuff like that. Now those geese that have come in, I'm not too happy about. Yeah, that's what I've got. I've got the Angus cattle and everything. We got the black Angus in the pasture over there. Of course, now it's not my cows, thank goodness. It's the guy we rent to. I'm gonna zoom back out. Yeah, I think they went over there underneath the trees is where they're hiding, at a grove of trees right over there. I think that's where they're hiding. They came down through, they ran across the pasture just a while ago. Yeah, I tell you, I don't want to get out in a workshop this morning. It might be a little bit chilly unless you got a real good heater. Yeah, I like it. I got it nice and toasty in here. No, I don't want to be out caring for the cattle. My cattle days are over. My cowboy days are finished. I'm gonna let the renters do that. All I have to do now is pick up a cell phone and call them and say your cows are out, or the fence is broken, or something like that. I don't have to chase them. I chased cows enough when my father-in-law had his cattle. He thought he had a built-in cattle hand with me, and anytime anything happened down here on the farm, I was having to deal with it. So, yeah, I'm glad that we've got renters in the pasture now, and I don't have to worry with that, because that's more headache. And that's not what I want in life right now. Well, I give you a little bit of Christmas spirit. I spin it around. There's the wife's Christmas tree. So we'll. Oh boy, you got your work ahead of you, have you, JC? Yeah. Thought I'm gonna give y'all guys just a give you a little bit of the Christmas feeling and everything. Well, the wife has it set up Christmassy and everything. She has her tables already, got her Santa Claus mats on them. And then she got some more mats in yesterday. My wife is always getting knickknacks and stuff like that. She makes the house look pretty though. I like the way my wife has everything set up. It's not a big fancy house, but it works for us. And that's what counts. It's home. It's home and it's cozy. And we try to enjoy ourselves down here on the farm. And it's peaceful. Especially times like this, it really is nice. I mean, I kind of like it because of the fact that we're out here by ourselves, and the snow gets undisturbed and everything, unless we're out there doing anything. Well, you're working hard on it, Chris. I know that. Yeah, happy wife, happy life. That's for sure. Whew, I tell you what, I think I'm gonna cut my logs off. I'm getting a little bit warm in here, so I'm gonna. This is one advantage of remote control logs. When it does, yep. When it gets a little bit too warm, because they do warm up the situation quickly. When it gets too warm too quick, you can cut them off anyway. Yeah, we pick up a lot of limbs. We got, I've got one guy that's in the tree business. That he keeps me on his list. I have to, like I said, I'm getting too old to mess with some of that stuff. So I've got a guy, Jimmy Adams, that comes by and he'll cut the big trees and stuff like that. And here come in the geese. The geese, thank goodness I don't have too many of them that are nesting. My dogs are keeping them from nesting. They can make a mess when they're nesting and then continually have new babies, have little geese. But my dogs, when they get right near the edge, my dogs will be all over them. They won't let them get up on the ground. But I got all the trucks in last night. I think my last truck got in about, I was going to tell you that. We got in about 1 o'clock this morning. Yeah, goose for Christmas, yeah. Nope, I don't encourage these geese at all. These geese, I'm survival of the fittest when it comes to those geese. They can, we sometimes get, I've had this pond, looks like it was flooded with geese at times, and that's what I've tried to keep from happening. I'm not a huge fan of Canadian geese. They can be some of the messiest animals around. Or like one guy told me that Canadian geese are the rats of the sky. And I said, well, I can understand that. Yeah. Yeah, no, these little small wood ducks aren't too bad, but lots of stir fry. Yeah. Yeah, I'm looking at some of these news reports out there. There's some news reports from out over at Salisbury, and you can see the news reporter talking about how bad it is in certain areas. But it's a more messy day out here today, that's for sure. Yeah, I can understand that. Yeah, that girl, she's up there on I-77 and Salisbury Road and it's putting it down. I'll let you see that, JC. You see that news report, and that girl is right there, and then here's the guy. Where's he at? In Hickory? I can't tell. Uh, yeah, it's good to have a simple life. I mean, if you know, a lot of people, you know, I guess we all can have things, and we all trying to obtain things that, you know, to improve our life. But it gets to be a point in time that, you know, you got enough. You got enough, and that's all you have to have for personal things. Now, you know, when it comes to business now, business situations, you may have to have more and more to be able to compete. And especially if you're doing any kind of retail and anything else, you try to, you know, grow that business. She had it, yeah. I got two border collies that that take care of my geese problem. Let me see, I'm gonna turn this around now so you won't have to. Yeah, I have two border collies that take care of my geese problem. Boy, I needed a shave bad, don't I? I tell you what, the good cameras see how bad I look this morning. I haven't shaved this morning, and these new powerful cameras, they can they can show all my flaws. Not that I have any, but uh, well, that's exactly right, JC. It's not so much what you do. It's a lot of times it's what the other guy does. I'm gonna sit down, guys. I was standing up for a good bit there. But yeah, that seems to be the problem is what these other ones do. You haven't shaved, yeah. You haven't shaved in months now, have you, Chris? uh, I'm old school. I like to get, you know, stay clean shaven somewhat. Yeah, you know, and if you could teach people that slow and steady was the way to go, JC, it would be good. The problem is you get people that uh, just want to go too fast. You know, they think that they can do 70 miles an hour in the snow. Yeah, that's Chris's problem. He's shaving, but he's just not putting that razor up close enough to the face, is he? He's got that reddish brown, blondish beard or whatever you want to call it. Of course, I've got the grayish brownish beard. Yeah, I always try to keep shaved. My old beard is scraggly and everything. I've just never been a huge beard person myself. I, I probably need something to cover up this ugly mug, but I would probably look more like Santa Claus if I didn't shave. My beard would be pretty white, or grayish and white, and I would I wouldn't. I got the gray and white hair, and I know my beard's pretty much the same way too. Especially on the side, it's gray. White, and then I got gray and black around my mouth and chin. But you know, I don't have what I think would be a decent looking beard, and my wife does not like it. When I've let mine grow out just at least a little bit, boy, she's all over me. Oh, do you? So you got a white beard already, then, have you, Ed? I haven't seen a picture of you, so I don't know what you look like. If you've got one on your site or whatever, I'll take a look at it. But I haven't. I've got the tonnage that I could play Santa Claus too. Yeah, yeah. You got your built in. You got your built-in face toboggan, haven't you? Oh, yours is grayish white, is it? Yeah, mine's grayish white. Mine, like I said, mine would be more white on the sides and gray and white mixed on the chin and mouth. And I just don't think I would have a good. And I know, and my old beard is so scraggly, and it's thick in some spots, it's bare in some spots, and it's just I'd look like a dog with mange if I had a beard right now. I believe. Uh, I don't think it would look good. My brother, that's just 2 years older than me, now he's let his grow out. He had a decent looking one, and then my youngest brother, he has too. Yeah, yeah, yeah. You're still young, Chris. You can experiment with a lot of different things with the hair and the beard and everything else. You get my age, of course not. Of course, I say that, but there's a lot of people. Wait a minute, that's what I'm looking at the roadway up here. They're showing what is that? Slowing down. That's 485. Everybody slow go. I'm trying to look at the news reports. Let me turn it around. I'm looking at all these news reports and the bad weather, along with the weather outside. So the sun bleaches you out pretty good. You got that reddish blonde hair, hadn't you? So at least it comes over like that, sort of reddish blonde. Uh, well, I hope so. Yeah, they're saying it should get up on Tuesday. Should get up into the 50s. So hopefully we'll get some of this. Hopefully we'll get some of this gone in the next few days. I don't look for it to stick around long. I mean, it's going to wreak enough havoc that we, it's going to be a mess today and tomorrow, and the start of Tuesday. Uh, I know they're going to try to push for us to run our trucks out tomorrow, but I've got too many trucks going in right in head on in it, so I'm not even going to worry about it. I'm just going to say nope, not going to do it. Y'all do it if you want to. I'm going to keep mine at home. You have to throw out some extra hay in case you can't get out and around today. Yeah, I know that. I know that. I've seen my guy that rents the pasture. He's been out. He's brought a couple of the big round bales out. Of course, now I guess y'all have heard the tale that down at Clemson University they had one of their agricultural engineers. He was studying uh, the the round bales versus the square ones, and his recommendation was that they ought to do away with the round bales of hay. Now you know why, don't you? He said those cows weren't getting 3 square meals a day. So, so that's. So I hope your cows are getting 3 square meals a day, Chris. Yeah, that's an old farmer joke there. So yeah, those round bales. I tell you, it's yeah, yeah. All right, don't hit the gong for the gong show. I know. You got to have a joke every once in a while. Got to lighten the mood a little bit. Uh, this good old corn here. I know I should have been a star on Hee Haw, shouldn't I? lost good old Roy Clark a couple of weeks ago, so I guess I could take his place now. But that's yeah, that's an old joke I like to tell. Yeah, that's a dad joke or a grandpa joke, as I get told. Yeah, yeah. I asked my grandson the other day. I said, son, I said, you know what has eight wheels and flies? He looked at me right strange and he said, no. I said, a garbage truck. That was another grandpa joke there. He's 13, and so he gives me that look like, oh no, what's Grandpa's going to say today? Yeah, what's Grandpa going to come up with today? But that's that's the fun thing about being a grandpa too. You can insult them or you can embarrass them and everything else, and still have fun. My grandson, he does give me a lot of pleasure though. He's at that age. He gets he's at that I don't know what you want to call it. He's at that age right now at 13 that he's at the I don't want to mess with anybody. I know everything. Leave me alone. I want to do all my stuff myself type age, you know. Yeah, I miss a show like Hee Haw. I tell you what, if you ever make it to Nashville, Tennessee, if you ever make it over to the Grand Ole Opry, uh, I don't know if he's still doing it, but we went a few years ago, and Mike Snyder, the banjo player uh, for that was on Hee Haw, he he puts on one of the best shows, and it's a comedic show too. I mean, he comes up with some of the best uh, old crazy jokes. You just bust a gut listening to him, and his songs too. If you've ever seen Mike Snyder's songs, the one about he's got one about when he putting on the what was he? I'm trying to think the name of it. It says uh, well, I can't think of it off the top of my head right now. But anyway, he's got a. If you ever look up Mike Snyder, the one that used to be on Hee Haw, he's a great banjo picker. Anyway, he had won the national banjo uh, contest and everything several years in a row, and he's just a good old crazy guy. But yeah, I like stuff like that. Oh, you got to see Hee Haw live, so you know what I'm talking about. Then, if you that little small studio beside Opryland is where they taped it. We got to see where we saw Mike Snyder. That's where his show was put on. Was in the old Hee Haw uh, studio, and it's adjacent to Opryland. I mean, adjacent to the Grand Ole Opry out there, where it's there in well what used to be called Opryland. I don't. Well, they got to still have the Opryland Hotel. They don't have the Opryland. They have a shopping center out there now. Yeah, yeah, Opry Mills, I believe is what it's called now. They have a shopping center, and it's right beside the Grand Ole Opry, and then Opryland Hotel. And now that's some more hotel. If you ever have a chance to go stay in that hotel, that is some more hotel is the Opryland Hotel. I've had two occasions that I got to stay there, and they got a boat that goes in the middle of it. You can take a boat ride. They got like well, it's not a motorboat, but it's might be electric. I can't remember, but it's got a little boats that goes on a little. They got a little small river, and they got an indoor waterfall too. That indoor waterfall is amazing. Oh, so you were the 70. Yeah, that's probably about the same time I was there. That's because you're 30. It's been. I'm going to say it's been at least 15 years ago. I think when I was there. Yeah. Yeah, we got, of course, you're talking about pickers. If you're talking about banjo pickers now, uh, of course, just 12 miles from here is where Earl Scruggs from. Earl Scruggs was born in Shelby, North Carolina, raised over there. We got a lot of, and of course, Don Gibson. They got a memorial theater over there for Don Gibson. When he passed away, his wife opened up a Don Gibson theater. They took one of the old. She donated a lot of money to the city, and they put a memorial Don Gibson theater over there and made a real nice venue that has a lot of acts and everything. I mean, we've had some good ones over there. Pam Tillis, Vince Gill came over there. Uh, 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 Travis Tritt. Just a lot of good performers have been over there to the Don Gibson Theater and have performed. And it's a small venue too. It only holds about 400 people, 300 to 400 people. It's an older theater, but acoustically it really sounds great, and you know you get some real good intimate shows there. Barbie and I have been to several, and we really enjoy that. Not having to get in the great big Coliseum venues and everything. It's pretty neat. And yeah, I got to see. Of course, now I'm old. I saw Chubby Checkers there and Maurice Williams and the Zodiacs. Now these are groups that some of you may or may not know. Yeah, yeah. And I've got my next door neighbor down here is pretty big into bluegrass. Uh, he and his wife got a bluegrass. She got one of the female vocalists of the year awards this past year in bluegrass. It's Darren Aldridge and what's his wife's name? Anyway, she's the one that won the award. But they did real well in bluegrass. He had played with Ricky Skaggs, and he's played with Vince Gill, and he's played with a lot of different people over the years. And I'm trying to think of that. He somebody in the Country Gentlemen. I can't remember what their name. Well, anyway, I don't know all the names in bluegrass, but he's actually just a mile or so from here, and he and his wife Darren Aldridge, and gosh, what is her name? I don't know her as well. My wife actually taught Darren when he was coming through school, him and his brother. But that's sort of a local celebrity that we have right here. And then also one of the boys that's doing real good in country music, his family is from up here in Cherryville. Uh, he and his dad both are good writers and singers. I'm trying to think of the boy's name. You have to forgive me for not knowing all these names of country artists, but he's related to the Beams up here, the Beams and the McNeelys. Uh, he His dad had a song out about 15, 20 years ago about uh, that's not my truck or something like that. Talking about his girl, he saw a truck in the driveway or something. What is that boy's name? Him and his boy both have his son is actually a junior, and I can't. But his son goes by Thomas Rhett. That's what it is. His son is Thomas Rhett, and he is actually uh, uh, his Rhett. Well, I can't remember. But that Thomas Rhett and then his dad, they both have ties to Cherryville. So we got a lot of good old country music people that live in this area and that have done pretty well. Of course, Randy Travis was raised not too far from here. I know most of y'all know Randy Travis, and he was raised close by. And like I said, and Don Gibson and Earl Scruggs. So we go back and back with stuff like that. Well, guys, I'm gonna get off, get back to work. I got a few things to do. I've enjoyed. I'm gonna kind of cut it short to about. I get over here and get to talking too much sometimes, but I'm gonna kind of cut it short because the day's got a lot of Red Akins. That's who it was. Damn, Red Akins and Thomas Rhett. Uh, that's the. I'm glad you brought that out. That's the people, and they're Red Akins. His mother, is it his mother? I'm trying to think. His mother is from Cherryville, original, or grandmother. I forget how it is. Either mother or grandmother is from Cherryville, and you know, yeah, you Googled it. Yeah, yeah. The McNeelys up here, and they were in the oil distribution business, and also Rhett Akins' dad is in the uh, down in Georgia is in the same business. They kind of the brother-in-laws or whatever went together and did about the same thing. So that's I guess the working relationship in there and all that sort of stuff. But yeah, Rhett Akins is he's been to Cherryville several times. Now Thomas Rhett, I don't know if he has or not. He's the younger crowd, so he probably doesn't have as close a relationship with our little town as Rhett does. But Rhett's been up here and uh, you know, local celebrity, I guess you might say. Well, guys, you take care. I'm gonna get off, and I'll catch y'all at another time. And I've enjoyed our Sunday morning chat, and I'm gonna get out here and fight the elements and everything. All right, see you guys.